Alex, so we've spoken before about having a framework for salespeople and the benefits of doing that. Of course, one of the realizations is that it's not just the salesperson who could be in front of the customer. There could be plenty of colleagues who, from perhaps on a more infrequent basis, could be alongside that salesperson. So, what's the benefit of having a framework for those colleagues as well?
Well, this is a particularly interesting topic, Gareth, because I've seen so often that the salesperson is really well prepared. They know exactly how they're going to approach a meeting. They have their framework. They've been coached on that framework, and they're going to use it. But their colleague next to them has not been through that process or doesn't get it in the same way. And what happens is that the more traditional behaviors of jumping in too early or presenting too soon or trying to fix problems without really getting curious, and all of those things that don't happen if you've got a great process seem to happen, and it disrupts the meeting flow. And in fact, it's very difficult to kind of then manage through to the outcomes that you're trying to achieve. So it's really important that you work with colleagues who are also cognizant of the same process that you're using.
Okay, so there's some common language, there's some common frameworks, and so that you know where you are. So how could you use that framework, before the meeting with colleagues to make sure that when you're in the meeting, you're showing up in the right way and you're doing the right things?
So if you're going to be well prepared for a meeting, so let's say you have an important customer meeting and you're bringing along some of your colleagues working in other functions of the business, part of that business mix with your customer. You need to rehearse. It sounds really simple to say, but you need to rehearse. And what that means is that you need to have a framework around which to rehearse. But if you've got that framework, and if it makes sense to everybody that's going to be in that on the supplier side of the meeting, if you will, you're then able to figure out who's doing what, when, what the roles are, but also have some consistency in the way that you approach it, so that one, you achieve your outcome more likely, but two, you're not going to confuse the proceedings because people are operating to different rhythms.
Okay, so there's something there about that practice rehearsal, having a framework that you can coach and rehearse. And I guess ultimately that's going to give you confidence, and therefore you're going to turn up in a more professional manner with your customer, and more likely therefore to meet their needs and achieve the outcomes that you're looking to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is not complex. It just requires rigor, once again, and the discipline around having an approach which is shared and understood by everybody.